You see, I wanted a vice president who can manage Congress, not one who bites off more than he can chew.
Then have faith you made the right choice.
But whatever faith I have is quickly evaporating. Don't humiliate the administration, Frank. You're part of it now.
Yes.
That's right. Hail to the chief. The president is joining us on the couch. Yep, and we're chatting with Michael Gill, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And now you play President Garrett, right?
Garrett Walker, yes.
Garrett Walker, and you are, but you had to resign?
Did you? No, we're not gonna say anything right now. Okay, so well, let's just start off with
what?
Let's just start off with what's it like to work on House of Cards, because it is a hit show right now.
Testing.
We don't know. We have the feedback here.
It is the greatest thrill on so many fronts. First, you know, Netflix, the bold move that they have made.
Yes.
Where everybody thought, well, it's a no-brainer to go ahead and produce shows and make them available to our audience all the time. But they went ahead and they actually did it. And they put a whole lot of money down for 2 seasons right out. And that's huge. That's bold. And then to work on a project with David Fincher and Kevin Spacey and Beau Willimon is on top, just extraordinary. And then to get to work with my wife.
Oh, that is
who's
so
on the show as well.
Yes,
you know,
and
so
she
plays my Secretary of State.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who would think that a president would be married to a Secretary of State?
I know, right?
Who would ever think that?
Why was Hillary chosen?
Why was Hillary? I think you know something about that. But you're keeping very close to your chest. And we will. Yeah.
Tell us about working with Kevin Spacey. That has to be just a total blast.
A total blast of joy. He's an incredibly focused guy, and he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He really knows his stuff. So he raises the bar, and you just want to meet him there. So it's just fun. He's got a wicked sense of humor, and we do our best to try to keep light before we go into actually shooting, and it's just wonderful.
Did you ever expect that the show would be this popular? Because it really was. At first, it was a little bit of a sleeper. People were like, "Oh, okay, this is good. You got to watch this." And then once the word got out, it exploded.
Well, I didn't really know about the popularity of the show. I knew that it was groundbreaking as far as what Netflix was doing, and I knew that people were really going to eat it up. And people love political shows and intrigue and stuff like that. And it's a Shakespearean tale imposed on our current political system, so that's yummy.
When you see the script ahead of time, obviously, and you look at it, and then knowing what happens in politics in the real world, has it been anything that's been on the show or is coming on the show to say, you know what, that could never happen in real politics?
No, it's amazing. There are things that are written, that we read, that are actually within weeks happening in D.C. Leakings of bills, people. Oh, it's just extraordinary. We're right in the pulse of it.
You can't exaggerate.
You can't. Well, there's the metaphor of what Kevin's character does, which is very Richard III. So you can't go around D.C. strangling dogs.
No,
you know,
that's
and
not
stuff like that. There's not that happening. But
watch tomorrow's headline. Let's trust in.
But people get the metaphor. And D.C. gets it, and politicians are loving this because they understand how it's being depicted.
Okay,
it's a dangerous place.
Do you have any hints for us on season 3? I know there are a lot of people just waiting.
None. I wish
you
I could.
don't know anything.
I don't know anything. Beau Willimon has just finished writing the first episode of the 3rd season, and so he is creating the arc in the story as we speak.
Couldn't you tell him I want to run for re-election?
I could tell him I could run for anything I want. Yeah.
Do you expect? Have you heard anything about a shooting date, or like, is there any word on
No,
premiere?
they're also starting.
There's a shooting?
No, not yet.
Wait, security. No, they're negotiating with Maryland right now because of tax incentives and stuff like that to see if we are going to be given the same sort of allowances that we were given last year.
Hey, if not, come to New York, or anyone else would love to have you.
Right?
Yeah,
it brought in an enormous amount of business.
Yeah.
So it's great.
All right, so now, well, you were a politician once.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm sure that you know a lot about the scandals and things.
Well, what I'm thinking is that there's not, you're right about it being a metaphor, because there's not much that you can put on that show that we can't find some parallel in today's headlines, or certainly over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, we've gotten cynical enough and realistic enough to know that the
nothing
spin,
shocks us anymore.
Nothing does, because everything's, it's not about current events, it's not about news being reported really anymore, it's more about predicting the news.
Yes.
And so we're all spinning. And so this is what the show is, you know, it's anybody's game.
Is there anything in you that says, you know, when this series is over, I'm going to run for office?
No.
No, not one bit.
Really? No. Because you would get votes.
Yeah, no,
Probably.
not an inch. Why would I want to go to D.C. to not be able to make a difference?
Well, that's actually a great point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I got
really.
an idea. Why don't you make a difference?
Well, then I probably
gonna start
in the
his
private
campaign.
sector. In the private sector,
Right in,
I would think
folks.
that you can do so much more.
Our next president.
Jerry's getting you as a
Well done.
You mentioned quickly.
Michael.
Yeah,
Vice
Michael.
President, Vice President.
You mentioned that you work with your wife, and I'm sure that you love her and everything is great.
Right.
But don't you ever need a break?
You know, the only...
Honestly.
Oh, fine.
Yeah,
Well,
really.
Why don't you come on our show and talk about it?
Well, can I tell you? Oh,
Well, here she is.
oh God. You know, I wish I could say something, but it's just such a thrill.
Yeah.
We love teaching together. We love parenting. We love acting together. It's just one of those things.
Yes.
And when we are working together, it really reminds us, you know, why we are together, because we get each other on so many levels.
That's so sweet.
it's really great.
Oh, you're going to be allowed in the house
Yeah, you
again
can't-
today.
yeah.
Michael Gill, thank you so much.
You can't be on our show. 'Cause you're too
No food
I'm
fights.
going to tweet it out. Thank you so much for coming to the couch.
It's
and
lovely
also,
to be here.
the second season of House of Cards, it's available on Netflix right now, so make sure you check it out. Thank you very much.